Hey everybody, Kurt Davis here in Memphis, Tennessee. Hope you're having a great day. I wanted to put this video together because there's a lot of investors out there who are buying property here in Memphis, and a lot of them don't know where they should be buying, or maybe better put, a lot of them are not researching maybe where they should buy. Memphis is very neighborhood to neighborhood, so even within bad neighborhoods, there are pockets that are decent pockets. Some investors buy in them and some don't. But I wanted to offer up some statistics here. I printed off some information online, and one of the sites I use, it's called areavibes.com. You can also use the Memphis Daily News. There's many other sources on there. One thing that's always hard to know, though, is how do companies like this come up with their data? Sometimes the data is a couple years old. It's not as up to date as it should be. But from areavibes.com, I pulled up a specific neighborhood, and you can go on there and you can type in Memphis, Tennessee, and it'll have neighborhoods that you can click on and select. And again, like I say, I preface this, I got it from areavibes.com, and I'm going by the information that they provided. And one of the neighborhoods that I kind of clicked on is a neighborhood called Fraser, or it could be called Shelby Forest Fraser area. That is the zip code 38127. It's up in the north area of Memphis. Here are some interesting data, statistics that I pulled from this site. It says the estimated Shelby Forest crime index is 46% higher than the Memphis average. It also states that violent crimes for this specific area is 46% higher, as well as property crime. Down below it says, did you know Shelby Forest Fraser is safer than 0% of the neighborhoods in Memphis? It doesn't get any lower than 0%. The estimated chance of being a victim of a crime in Shelby Forest Fraser is 1 in 9. The estimated chance of being a victim of a violent crime in Fraser is 1 in 42. And the estimated chance of being a victim of property crime in Fraser is 1 in 12. Now, kind of like what I said before, these statistics, we don't know where they compile their information. We don't know where the data comes from, but it has to come from somewhere. Like I said, there's always pockets within these neighborhoods. Some are better than others, but with statistics like that, as investors out there, it has to make you wonder, if you would have known these on the front end, would you have purchased in that area? There are some property providers in the Memphis area here who specialize in areas just like this, and they renovate the homes very nice. They do a fantastic job. They do the best job that they can considering the areas. I personally think that neighborhoods like this are probably better for experienced local investors who have multiple properties. An investor could buy their first property in this area, and with statistics like this, they could have a chance of not doing so hot right away, and it could ruin their drive to ever own property, not just in Memphis, but anywhere. It could ruin somebody. What I see happening are people see these rent to price ratios and they look past other important factors that truly affect the investment property. I mean, you can buy a house up in the Fraser area, totally renovated, in the 50,000 range, and you could get rents in the 700, mid 700s, and from a rent to price ratio standpoint, those are fantastic returns. Fantastic. Obviously, the higher in price that you get, the lower those statistics get. But you should have, obviously, the higher price, the higher rents, you should have better tenants. And like I said, these statistics that I got from areavibes.com were specific to this location in Fraser. To pull one other neighborhood, I pulled up the Parkway Village, Oak Haven area, and this is an area where a lot of companies have been selling a lot of property. We've sold property in the Parkway Village, Oak Haven area, and in the right pockets, we would maybe still consider buying to resell in there, because just like I said, they are pockets. You have to know the neighborhoods and where to buy and where not to buy. Parkway Village, this is an area where we have been seeing some changes happening in this neighborhood. We are a little more selective on where we purchase, but from the same resource, areavibes.com, I pulled the same report for Parkway Village, and Parkway Village is safer than 15.4% of other neighborhoods compared in Memphis. The violent crime, and property crime rate is 40% higher than the Memphis average. And the last three statistics are the chance of being a victim of a crime in Parkway Village, Oak Haven is 1 in 10. The chance of being a victim of a violent crime in the same neighborhood is 1 in 44. And the chance of property crime in that neighborhood is 1 in 12. So the statistics are just a little bit better in this area than they are as opposed to the one in Fraser that I mentioned before. So for any investors who are looking to buy, regardless of how great any company sounds or anything like that, do your homework, get online. I mean, the resources are there. Like I said, we're not sure where exactly these statistics come from, but they're pulled from somewhere. Get a second opinion. And the other thing that I really kind of wanted to talk about a little bit too, that kind of correlates a little bit with this, is a lot of people out there, you've heard about people talking about grading properties, grade levels as far as this property is in an A neighborhood, or this is an A-, B+, C-, D, whatever. There's no real legit way to grade properties. It's all speculation. It's all personal preference. Like, for example, these areas on Fraser. You line up 5 different property providers here in Memphis, and they might give you a different grade level on all of these areas. I might think a specific neighborhood might be a D, but someone else might think it's a C. Some people out there really want to try to break it down even more by saying it's a, and what I mean by that is they'll say it's a C neighborhood, but the house is a B level property in that neighborhood. Well, what does that mean? And the only way I can really describe it is I had one of our property providers, or one of our, I guess we would call them an affiliate, contacted me the other day, and they had a client who was interested in a property that we had for sale. We were selling this property for $59,900. The client's question was, is this property, they were looking for something like in the B plus range. So I had to think about that for a second, and I thought to myself, okay, are they meaning B or B plus in regards to the home in the area, or are they kind of meaning overall in general? Well, I don't know any market in the country that overall in general you're going to get a B plus area in general for, call it, 60 grand. So my response was, it's probably a standard C average area, but it's a solid B home in that area, for the simple fact, and the way I came up with that was, it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home that was on a cul-de-sac, and the home was newly renovated. And it was totally renovated. New roof, HVAC, hot water tank, hardwood floors, all new kitchens. The kitchen was gutted. All new bathrooms, those were gutted too. So the home was practically brand new in a neighborhood that's primarily 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom homes. Since we had a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom that was totally renovated, to me that was probably what I would call a B-level property in a C neighborhood. It's the type of property that you would want in that neighborhood. So that's kind of for the people that really like to define grading properties. Like I said, there's no real set way to do it. A lot of it's personal preference. Even some of my other friends who are in the business and do what I do, we don't quite see eye to eye on specific neighborhoods. And I think partially might be because of, based on how other companies may or may not renovate them, how good of a job are they renovating the homes. So you also have to look at the neighborhood, what the rents are bringing in, things like that. So again, I hope some of this information has been valuable to you whenever you're buying from somebody, whether it's a new provider or in general. Make sure you do your homework on the neighborhood, get a second opinion. It wouldn't hurt, and just kind of keep everybody honest. So hope this was a good video for you, and check out my other videos.